25 years the Lotus Elise has been with us, but today I am driving the 240 Sport Final Edition because, as the badge suggests, it's the end of the road for the Lotus Elise. The Lotus Elise weighed just 725 kilograms when it was launched in 1996. It was affordable and utterly brilliant to drive, a joyfully uncomplicated expression of Colin Chapman's simplify then add lightness ethos. This Lotus Elise Sport 240 Final Edition is, of course, the swan song. Over the years, it's gone from a Rover K-Series engine to Toyota power plants with the 1.8-litre supercharged motor in this very car, having been the enduring heartland for most of the Elise models for some 15 years and more. So, in this Final Edition, there is 240 brake horsepower from that supercharged 1.8-litre engine. And in a car that weighs 922 kilos, that's a lot. Like 4.5 seconds to 62 miles an hour, a lot. It feels really rapid as well, you know? I mean, I think I've got handbags that are bigger than this car, so you get that real sense of the speed you're doing, and that's all part of the Elise, isn't it? It's that instant kind of connectivity that you get. This gearbox, and I mean, for a start, how cool is all the exposed linkage down here? But you've got this lovely sort of satisfying Snickety gear change, it's fantastic. The pedals perfectly set up for a bit of heeling and towing. It's just wonderful. There's just nothing else like it. But ultimately, the Elise is not about going fast. It's about the handling. It's about this steering. And before you even get out of the car park, you know that it is something really special. I mean, I think the first time I drove an Elise was like 15 years ago. And I've almost forgotten what they're like, how good they are, and it feels like you've been driving it forever because everything is so intuitive. Everything's got such a beautiful natural weight to it, and the way it kind of almost sucks you down the road, it's got such a beautiful fluid damping to it. The steering is perfectly weighted. It's just incredible stuff. I love it so much. It responds so perfectly. It's such a natural feeling thing. It's like this is a living beast rather than a mechanical car. Driving this car, I've been thinking, you know, Caymans, Boxsters, the Alpine A110, you know, the Lotus has got a lot of competition. But do you know what? I'm not sure that any of them are quite as much as an event as this. But having said that, of course, the Elise has evolved a lot over the years. I mean, this, I know it's the Final Edition. Look, it's got digital dials. It's got a sport mode. I mean, sure, it's still got this funny kind of aftermarket little radio thing, which sort of harks back to the Lotus that we know and love. But it has changed, and it hasn't only changed, it's got a lot more expensive. This car costs £45,500, and that's before you've even added all the optional carbon fibre bits that undoubtedly lots of people will want to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at a £50,000 Lotus Elise.
Now, I'm a purist and I have always adored lightweight cars like the Elise, but this does feel like too much even for an end-of-the-line special. Does it matter? Well, not really. I can tell you to go and buy a decent used Elise of whatever flavour you fancy. I'd give good money for a decent Series 2 111R myself, but that doesn't change the appeal of the Elise Final Edition.
It is a collector's car after all, so it doesn't really matter that most of us probably feel that an Elise should start at half the price of the Final Edition. Lotus are sure to sell all of these, and quite right too, given the nostalgia of owning one of the last Elises, and given just how flipping brilliant this is to drive. Yes, I do find it a little bit hard to stomach how much this Elise costs, and also aspects of how the Elise has evolved over the years, just as I do the prospect of Lotus selling hypercars with thousands of horsepower that cost millions of pounds. But if that is what the brand needs to do to survive, then it's far better than the alternative. And in the meantime, the cars like the Elise, the Evora, the Exige, and more importantly, the people that love them, well, they are never going to disappear. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel, and of course, head to cargurus.co.uk for a whole host of fantastic used cars from top-rated dealers.